Hello students, welcome to the classes. In this session, we will continue with MCQs on solid state chapter. Now let's see the first problem. What is the relation between radius r of particle sphere and edge length a in case of FCC? Right, now they are given four options. Let's solve this. Now we have seen this diagram when deriving what the packing efficiency for FCC, right? Now see here, I'll just do one thing. Okay, here we are considering the diagonal length as what? X. Now this diagonal PR is made up of how many radii? You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. It is made up of 4 radii. So I can write x equals to 4r, right? And if you apply Pythagoras theorem here, the edge length is a here and here edge length is a. So if you apply Pythagoras theorem, what do you get? PR square equals to what? PQ square plus QR square. I am applying Pythagoras theorem here. So PR is nothing but x. So x square equals to PQ is a square, QR is also a. So I write a square. So x square equals to a square plus a square, 2a square. Right. Now x is what? X is nothing but 4r. I will substitute 4r whole square equals to 2a square. Now 4 square 16. 16r square equals to 2a square. Now 2 ones are 2 8s are. Now r square equals to a square. Take this 8 this side divided by 8. Now r equals to, if you take square root, square this side, it becomes square root. Square root a square by 8. Square root a square is nothing but a. Square root 8 is nothing but what? 2 root 2. So which option? Option 2 or option B, r equals to a by 2 root 2. Now let's see the second question. A compound is formed by two elements x and y. Atoms of x form CCP lattice and atoms of y occupy 2/3 of tetrahedral voids. What's the formula of the compound? Now see here, if there are n number of atoms, then there are n number of octahedral voids. There are n number of octahedral voids and 2n number of tetrahedral voids. 2n number of tetrahedral voids. Okay, now let's do one thing. Let's consider the ratio of x is to y. Now if x is 1, then see y are occupying 2/3 of tetrahedral voids. So actually there will be 2 times of 1 because x I am taking it as 1. So it means there are 2. Okay, there are 2 tetrahedral voids for one atom. Okay, now here y is occupying only 2/3 of it. It means what I will do, I'll consider the 2/3 of this value 2. How much you get? 2 2s are 4, 4 by 3. It means for 1 x there is 4 by 3 y. This means what? X is to y ratio is nothing but 1 is to 4 by 3. Okay, now if you simplify this, to simplify I'll multiply this whole ratio by 3. Why? Because I should cancel this 3. Now 3 ones are 3 is 2. 3 and 3 get cancelled, we get what? 4. So now we got x is to y ratio is nothing but what? 3 is to 4. So which option? x3, y4. So option C. Now let's see the third question. An atom has monoatomic BC structure and a mass of 52 U. Okay, unified mass. Its edge length is 300 picometer. Okay, calculate its density. Take Avogadro number as what? 6 into 10 raised to 23. Now see here, what is density formula? Density is given by what? Z into M divided by Na into A cube. Z is what? Number of particles per unit cell. For BCC, number of particles per unit cell is 2. So I'll write 2 into M is what? The mass. Mass is how much? 52 U. But here this is 52 U for one atom. Okay, for 1 mole. It means for Avogadro number of particles, it is 52 gram. Okay, so I'll just write 52 here. Right, now Na is number of particles, the Avogadro number What's the value? 6 into 10 to the power 23, and into, okay, we have what? The edge length they have given 300 picometer. So I'll substitute here 300. Pico means what? 10 raised to minus 12. I'll write 10 raised to minus 12 and I'll write whole cube. Now if you simplify this, see here, 2 into 52, 104 by 6 into 10 raised to 23 and 3 cube. I'll take it, 3 cube is 27. Now here 10 raised to 2 it is. 2 zeros means 10 raised to 2 and here it is 10 raised to minus 12. So together I'll write as 10 raised to minus 10. But we have whole cube. So 10 raised to minus 30. Okay, 10 raised to minus 30. Now if you simplify, 27 ones are, 27 threes are 81. Right, how much left? 23 left. Right, now if I keep point, it becomes 230. 27 8s are 216. Okay, you're left with 14. Okay, if I take 0, 27 5s are. So you get 3.85. Okay, here you can see 3.85. Yes, here divided by, you get 6 into 10 to the power minus 7. Right, now if you simplify, 6 ones are 6, 0.66 are 36, 2 left, 25, 6 fours are. So approximately you get what? If I shift this point here, 6.4 into 10 to the power minus 6. Okay, just a second, it's plus 6. Okay, 6.4 into 10 to the power plus 6 gram per meter cube. This is gram per meter cube. Okay, because here we are writing in terms of meter. This picometer is being converted into meter. But if you convert the same value, I mean 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 gram per meter cube. If you convert this into centimeter, okay, so you should divide by 10 raised to 6 only, because 6.4 in 10 raised to 6 gram divided by per meter cube. 1 meter is how much? 10 raised to 2. But we have meter cube, so I'll write cube it. Okay, and per centimeter cube. Right, now see here, 10 raised to 6, 10 raised to 6 get cancelled. We get 6.4 gram per centimeter cube. So which option? Option B. Right, now let's see the next problem. Okay, the question is, see here, which of the following is not true in case of wrinkle defect? Okay, they are given 4 options. See, I have given the diagram here. Okay, so what is wrinkle defect? Wrinkle defect occurs when the smaller cations are displaced from their normal site. You can see here, this is your normal site, but this normal site is being empty here. I mean, why it is empty? Because the cation is displaced from normal site to the interstitial site. Right, now this is your wrinkle defect. So they have asked which of the following is not true. Okay, so it occurs when smaller cation is dislocated from its normal site to interstitial site. This is true. This is true. Right, now I'll see the option C. Okay, it is found in ionic solids with low coordination number. Obviously this is true. In ionic solids with low coordination number, wrinkle defect is seen. Okay, with high coordination number, we see the Schottky defect. Okay, it is a stoichiometric defect. Yes, whether the stoichiometry of the compound, is it changing? I mean the number of cations and number of anions, is it changing? No. Even if it is changing, whether the ratio changing? No. The number of cations and anions itself is not changing. Right, it means stoichiometry will not change. So all these options are true. Okay, this is a stoichiometric defect. It occurs in low coordination number ionic solids, right? And it happens when the cation is being displaced to interstitial site. But here you see the option B. They are given density changes. Okay, whether the density changes? No. Whatever the mass we had, we have the same mass. Whether the total volume changing? No, my volume also remains the same. Okay, mass by volume, both are same, means mass by volume ratio is also same. Mass by volume is nothing but density. So density remains same, but they are given density changes. So this is your this is false, right? It means this is your option. Why? Because which of the following is not true? So option B is not true. So what's your answer? Answer is option B, density changes. Right. Now let's see the fifth question. Yes, which of the following is a non-stoichiometric ratio? Yes, it means what is stoichiometric? What is stoichiometric defect? Stoichiometric defect means where the stoichiometry of the compound changes. It means the ratio of cations to anions. Okay, the ratio of cations to anions should change. Where it happens in case of vacancy defect? No. Okay, it happens, you can see, in case of wrinkle defect, no. In case of interstitial defect, no. All these three are nothing but stoichiometric defects, right? They are nothing but stoichiometric defects. But they have asked which of the following is non-stoichiometric defect. It happens in metal excess defect. In case of metal excess defect, the number of metal ions are more compared to the anions. Metal ions are usually cations. So here cations are more compared to anions. So here the stoichiometry will change. Okay, so which option? Option D, metal excess defect. Now let's see the sixth question. The domains are formed and are aligned in parallel in which of the following substances? Okay, now let's see this. Paramagnetic substances. In paramagnetic and diamagnetic, domains are not formed at all. Domains means what? Grouping. Okay, grouping is not done in case of paramagnetic and diamagnetic. Okay, in case of antiferromagnetic and ferromagnetic, domains are formed, but in case of ferromagnetic, okay, domains are formed and are aligned what? In the same direction or in the parallel direction. But in case of antiferro, they are aligned anti-parallel. It means in the opposite direction. So which option? Option C, ferromagnetic substances. Right. Now let's see the seventh question. Why coordination number 12 is not found in ionic solids? See, the main reason behind this is to have coordination number 12, the radius ratio, it means cation to anion ratio has to be 1. It means if both the cation and anion are equal in size, then the coordination number 12 will happen, right? So here in case of what the ionic solids, always okay, the radius ratio is less than 1. Okay, it means coordination number is not 12. Okay, it will never happen. So which option? Option A, the maximum radius ratio in ionic solids is always less than 1. So option B, okay, it doesn't, it's not at all related. Ions are bigger compared to atoms. No. Both option A and B? No. None of these? No. So which option? Option A. Now let's see the eighth question. Number of particles per unit cell in FCC. Okay, how FCC is formed? 8 particles occupy corner. Okay, and corner atom contribution is how much? 1 by 8. So 8 into 1 by 8, 1. Okay, effective corner particles is 1 now. Okay, and 6 particle occupy faces. Okay, how much is the contribution of face particle? 1 by 2. Now see, 2 ones are 2 threes are. 3 ones are what? 3. Now total particles per unit cell, 1 plus 3 is nothing but how much? 4. So which option? Option D, 4. Right. Now let's see the ninth question. Packing efficiency in simple cubic lattice is, so it's a direct question. You have derived packing efficiency for what? Simple cubic, face centered cubic and body centered cubic. So what's the answer? Option C. Actually you'll get 52.36%. If you round it off, you get what? 52.4%. You better remember these values for simple cubic, face centered cubic and body centered cubic. So what's the answer here? The answer is what? 52.4%. Now let's see the 10th question. The anionic sites occupied by electrons are known as. See, what are anionic sites? See, in case of metal excess defect, okay, so let's say, let's take an example of metal excess defect. Okay, so when if I take the example of NaCl, okay, so let's say this is Na plus, this is Cl minus. Okay, now let's say this is Na plus, this is Cl minus. Okay, so if I pass the wafers of sodium here, if I pass the wafers of sodium above this metal, what happens is this sodium will lose an electron and it becomes Na plus, and one electron is being released. Now these Cl minus are attracted towards Na plus, they diffuse towards the surface. Then in that case this is left empty. Now the free electrons will come and occupy this site, and this site occupied, I mean the anionic site occupied by the electrons are known as what? The F centers, right? Okay, so thank you all. Please like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon for notification. Thank you.